Okay, we are officially recording now. So let's make sure we keep our controversial statements to a minimum, or at least whisper. Man, the thing about being so far behind is that I still haven't gone back and taken some pieces out. Like the social engineering class is the worst one. There's one where I forget. Oh, the camera was zoomed in on some inappropriate place of someone once, completely by accident. And one time I said something about somebody's feet, and an OnlyFans or something, and yeah.
Dang.
So
You might want to edit that part out too.
no, my wife will be so happy if I get canceled. What the heck is this? I have Bing points. Oh, that's disgusting. What does that mean? I have 200 reward points. What the heck is that for? Screw you, Bing.
It's
Go away.
200 free searches on your Bing search engine.
Come on,
Go away, Bing.
Bing AI. You have to try that out.
Your life is better because of that.
All right. Okay, so instructor HDMI to all destinations. Let's try that.
I guess you can create your own chat GPT GPT thing.
So actually, a couple months ago, Elon Musk called me and he's like, "Hey, I know you're smart. I want to do this AI thing. Can I make a chat bot?" And I'm like, "Yeah." So we just released that today. So
What, the GPT or Grok?
Grok.
Ah.
Yeah. So give it a try. If you like it, it was my idea. If not, it was Elon's. Okay. U.S. government consent notice. What are we doing, folks? We are going to DISA's website. We are downloading security technical implementation guides. So we're going to go through this together. And then we're going to get Ubuntu. And what we're going to try to do is make Ubuntu compliant with this Security Technical Implementation Guide, or STIG, that's provided by the Defense Information Systems Agency. All right?
Which one?
So this is the second project of the class, right? The first one was the processing the logs and making that, right? So you should be finished with that. Hopefully giving you guys that extra week allowed you to catch up on that. If you haven't, you probably want to get that done now, because this is going to be a little bit of a project as well.
So for this class, you didn't assign us an AWS instance, and the one that I got from you is down half the time. So I have no idea if my thing actually works.
Okay. If you need,
So
see me after class. Some people did ask for them.
I think what happened with that, DJ, was that you were talking about us doing it, and you were saying we were going to, and then I was ahead, so I specifically hit you up personally.
Yeah, there's probably a quarter of the class got an instance. Right
Okay.
now. So if you want an actual real life AWS instance to try your script out on, let me know.
I don't know if there's an actual assignment tied to that, though. Is there published on
There
it?
is.
There is? Okay.
Yeah, I'm still waiting for my IP.
I feel like I should know that.
Yeah, DJ, I'm still waiting on my IP.
Did you DM him?
I don't touch grass, DJ. It's okay.
There was a time when I had upwards of, no matter how much I tried, it was I still had 70 some unread messages on Discord.
Why didn't you get another TA like Akash last semester or spring?
So the problem is that Diana's an awesome TA, but the problem is she's in 2 of my classes right now, so I can't, the rules of the university don't let her have access. Right?
Okay.
And I'm bad at delegating some things. She's been awesome at just grabbing stuff and taking over.
I didn't realize you had somebody.
Yeah, but not for the 2 classes. Well, you're just in, social engineering and this class, right? So those are the 2 that she's in. So she can't very well grade those.
Gotcha.
She could, but they don't have a facility to keep her from her own grades. So that's the way life goes. All right. So we're on DISA's website. We need to get the STIGs for Ubuntu. So how do we find that? Looks like there are 47 pages at least.
You can use your topics selection boxes on the right-hand side.
Oh, okay. STIG compilation, STIG policy, STIG viewer, STIG viewing.
Operating system. Be a good start.
Operating systems, okay.
But we'll also need to stick you up.
Where should we go? General purpose, Mac, mainframe, Unix, Linux, virtualization, or Windows?
Unix, Linux.
General purpose. I'm kidding. Don't do general purpose. You'll regret it. No good.
Okay. Canonical Ubuntu 18.04. Canonical Ubuntu 20.04. Which one of these should we do?
2004, that's 2004 Ansible.
Ansible?
No, don't do that.
No! Keith hates us. All right, so Canonical Ubuntu 2004. So how do we read these? What does this 2004, 1804 stuff mean?
The version or something.
Yeah, so they actually have 2204.
2310.
They do have 2310.
Yeah, but you're not gonna find those
Oh, yeah, that's two
in
names.
the DoD, because
Yeah.
they're gonna want at least an LTS, if not a Ubuntu
Yeah.
Pro.
So what does the LTS stand for?
Long-term support.
So long-term support. Okay. So this 2004 was from 2020. So they've had time to look at this. They've had time to examine it and come up with recommendations for how to run it. They say run it securely, but it's really how to minimize risk, right? We're minimizing risk. Can you take risk away completely?
No.
Yes, you can. I can completely remove the risk that someone can come into my house
Blow up your house.
By not having a house?
Just don't have.
by making a house that's completely impenetrable and has no doors, windows, or anything. It would be basically a solid cube of indestructible materials.
Then you could
Be
do that.
unused.
Yeah.
And then I would not be able to get out of there, because if I really wanted to make it safe, I would make it airtight. And I would have no system that's bringing air in, because then nobody could compromise the air that's coming in. So I would die, right? The same thing here. If you had a computer system that was completely without risk, it would be unusable, right? If your life was without risk, your life would suck. Every time you get in a car and drive somewhere, you're taking risk upon yourself. Every time you open up Tinder, you're introducing risk into your life, right? Right? Okay, I thought I'd at least get a laugh out of that.
I chuckled.
I did. Thank you, Keith, for throwing me that laugh for it.
You thought it was really funny.
Yeah, that's good. Piper, I thought it was funny that an old guy's saying Tinder. Anyway, so we want to get this one, 20.04, right? We're trying to minimize risk. So we do not want to get this one that says Ansible. What is Ansible? Well, if you don't know the answer to that question, just run away. You do not need Ansible right now.
It could be worse.
So we're going to download this. Ansible is nice for automation. That's for a story for another day. Okay, so we're going to save this wherever we like to save virtual machines. Please do not judge me when you see how many VM things I have in here. Thank you. I appreciate that. Okay.
You just
You need more.
you could just have every operating system known to man as an ISO.
Oh, no, that would take way too much. All right.
Yeah, I'm not seeing no Amiga here.
So I don't know why I put that. I wasn't yet downloading the VMs. This was the STIG. So that didn't need to go in there. So what I'm going to do is grab this. I'm going to cut this. And I'm going to go back here. And we're going to put this. Oh, great. Now I'm mapping my drive for you guys.
I like it.
I need more hard drive space.
I have plenty of hard drives.
Yeah, but what you have more?
All right, so let's take a look at this. So here's the sticks. Let's open up this README. Unclassified. Well, that's no fun. Let's go to Edit PDF.
Oh, I wouldn't.
Oh, there we go.
All right, everybody. Settle down.
Yes, that's right. Can I change the classification just by changing this header?
Yes.
Only if I'm the Secretary of State.
There's 5 entities that can. but
Yeah, that's right.
definitely one of them.
All right. That's not really changing the classification, right? And also classified is not sufficient to put on there unless you're in a movie. All right. So this tells us a little bit about it. Here are some things that are in here. Okay, cool. So here are the things that we get in here. Tells you have a logo, revision history, configuration table. Cool. Why is a revision history a nice thing to have?
In case if somebody updates something and then you need to roll back.
So, well, that's one, right? If somebody makes an update and then you know, like, oh, I need to update this and get it back to where it was, whatever. But a really cool thing about this is if I know that I went through and made this machine compliant with STIGs 6 months ago, I can look at that revision history. Can somebody help? I can look at this revision history and figure out what changes were made in the last 6 months, and that's what I need to go make sure I make compliant. Okay, so why do we care about these STIGs?
Because DJ said so.
Yeah.
Compliance.
G6
That's
said
right. So in theory, some really smart people have taken a look at this operating system and determined where the major risks are and said, hey, if you want to minimize your risk, this is what you should do. Think about you want to buy a used car. So you could just take a look at yourself around there and say like, all right, I think it sounds okay and buy it. Or you could take it to someone to get it inspected and they could tell you, hey, these are the things you kind of need to do. If you live in the state of Maryland, you have to take if you acquire a new vehicle that you bring in from out of state, you have to take it to get a Maryland state inspection so they can say that it's worthy for the road. It's really just a scam. So they inspect a whole bunch of different things and tell you what needs to be fixed in order for it to be on the road in Maryland. Now, if they really cared, they would make people do this periodically because I've seen some jalopies on that road that are dangerous. But really, you end up paying. Some people I know have had to pay like $4,500 once they brought the car in to bring it up to Maryland standard. That's called a scam. The guy I went to was really honest, and he'd tell me everything that needed to be fixed, and he'd let me fix it on my own and then bring it back, and then he'd sign the paperwork. It's about $70 to get that inspection done. But the theory behind that is that these folks are going to look at your car for you. They're experts who look at the car for you and tell you if you want to be safe, if you want to minimize your risk in this car, these are the things you need to do. The same reason you have safety inspections when you take your car in for service, so they can look at it and say, hey, you may not know this, but you got a ball joint that's worn out, or you got a lot of play on your steering wheel, we need to fix that. Or your tires have no tread on them and I can see metal. This is dangerous, you could have a blowout. So the same thing here, we're looking at some people that are really smart and know these operating systems have taken a look at this and said, hey, we need to set settings at this and this and this and this to make sure that it's safe or as the risk is minimized. So what do we need to look at here? Well, according to what we looked at for the README, we have a revision history. Let's just take a quick peek and see what that looks like. Corrected grep syntax error, fixed truncation issue in rule title. Right? So that's cool. All right, so we can see all the revisions all the way back. So when was this originally released? 10th of March, 2021. So the year after 2004 was released. So we don't yet have one for 2204, and that's kind of weird. You'd think we would, because this didn't take a full year to release. All right, there's this overview file. We take a look at this overview file. What do we see in it? Authority, executive summary. That's a very, very brief executive summary. This is published as a tool to improve the security of DoD information systems, improve the security, right? So they're looking at vulnerabilities, blah, blah. Okay, good stuff. This is what DJ already said. We can move on. Release memo. We like memos in the government. Yep. If you're in the military government, you've probably seen plenty of this kind of thing. So where do we actually get to the STIG? Well, we get to it right here. So what files do we have in here? A JPEG file, which is probably the logo, because we saw that on the README. That's cool. I can get some shirts made. STIG unclass.xsl. What is that?
School Excel.
It says, I don't even know how to open this.
Do Notepad. Internet Explorer.
Yeah, let's do Notepad. That'll go over well. Okay, well, this looks like
Browser.
this looks like
HTML.
XML.
It looks like HTML.
It does look like HTML. Font size, bold, break. Okay, so XSL. How are we gonna read this?
I open it up in the web browser.
Okay. Sounds like a decent idea. Especially since that logo kind of looks like maybe some kind of webby thing. So open with. Where's it
Right
open
there.
with? Internet Explorer.
Sad face. Oh, that didn't work.
Dun, 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 dun.
We're gonna have to get Stake Viewer.
We're gonna have to get Stick Viewer.
Oh, we're gonna have to get STIG Viewer.
Whatever that thing is.
Not only that, but they've changed it since the last time I used it.
Where were we at? Okay, here.
Not sure I like Stick Viewer 3.
All right, so how do we get STIG Viewer? Well, look over here, SRG, STIG Viewing Tools. STIG Viewer 3.1. Those are hashes, that's Linux. Windows 64, that's what we're on, right? Or should we get Linux?
It depends on where you're gonna open it up at.
Let's try getting the Windows 64. Oh, let's get the MSI.
I am slightly confused why you have to have a whole program to open a stick.
This is a specific
Just
file format.
wait till you see it.
Is it that gross?
Yes.
It's
Maybe.
it's not that it's gross, although I'm not saying it's not.
Well,
It's the way that it handles the file and then like
So maybe.
checks and I don't know.
So it's a maybe.
So like, Stick Viewer is gonna take that as an input for the XML to populate everything. And then from that, you will use that to create a checklist, which is generally one of your artifacts. If you're accrediting body or whoever, not getting too in-depth on that, decides they hate you, they'll make you fill these out by hand.
Manual sticks.
Yeah.
Manual sticks.
Yeah.
Well, and using Linux, there's have you ever used Radix?
Here.
You.
Not directly.
Okay. It's a lot nicer than Stick Viewer.
Yeah.
So
Okay. All right. So we have STIG Viewer. Now what?
now we want to open. Wow, they really have changed the interface.
We're gonna open a checklist.
Yeah, most states I've had to do
Put
it on my
it-
side.
Okay. Like Radix is Linux based. So.
No items match your search. Okay. We need a checklist as a .cklb. All right. So maybe
You gotta generate a
we
checklist.
let's try this guy.
Yeah, like I said, I do not like this.
Do, 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 do. It's looking for a XML or a zip.
Yeah.
Well, we have those.
We have the XML.
Let's try it. So Calibash.
Maybe.
Here's a zip.
Yeah, just try the zip, see if that'll do it. Should.
Sweet. Okay. All right.
The interface has improved. It's more bubbly and nice looking.
Yeah. It's at least to the 1990s now.
I'd say
This is maybe early 2000s. Yeah. Okay. So what are we looking at here? Well, we can filter. So I just clicked on the first one. It says group ID, rule ID, STIG ID, severity, classification. I really hope that everything comes up unclassified or we're in trouble. right? So what does Cat 2 mean for severity?
Medium, right?
Category 2. So what's the most severe?
Category 3,
Wrong.
4.
Is it 5?
Wrong.
9.
I don't know. I was making a joke about something.
going the wrong way.
No, I was just making a joke about the show we watched yesterday in class, DJ.
Huh?
I
One
was
is your
making a
most
joke about
severe.
the clip you showed on.
Oh. Yes.
Your category 1.
Category 1, right? Those are the real bad ones.
Must fix.
If somebody comes to audit your system and you've got some Cat 1 vulnerabilities that are not mitigated, this is bad. This is what's known as a finding, and you don't want findings, right? So we can filter severity is Cat 1, high.
So I think if you go to the top right next to the Windows bar stuff, you see the one with 3 lines with a check on it?
I don't know how to get out of this. This one?
Yeah. I think that.
Create checklist.
This is just my guess, like I said, the last time I did this, we were still on 2.
You'll probably have to open up the checklist after creating it. At least you used to have to.
Yeah.
It's not the most intuitive. I mean, it's a wonderful government product.
All right. Does this mean we have a checklist?
Yes, it does. Maybe it does.
It looks like it. Yeah.
Okay, so if we go to Category 1, here are the Category 1 vulnerabilities. The Ubuntu operating system must not allow accounts configured with blank or null passwords. Okay, so we get a rule title. That's a long title. I think that would be more of a description. Here's a discussion that says why this is bad. If an account has an empty password, can you guys see that?
Yes.
If an account has an empty password, anyone could log on and run commands with the privileges of that account. Accounts with empty passwords should never be used in operational environments. Check test. To verify that null passwords cannot be used, run the following command. grep nulla etc pamd common-password. If this produces any output, it may be possible to log on with accounts with empty passwords. If null passwords can be used, this is a finding. So this is very, very cool because they're giving us right now the command that we need and the conditions that result from that command that would say there's a finding. So this is going to allow us to make a tool that we can use to automate checking some of these vulnerabilities. So for the project in this class, we're going to make a tool that will check 5 of these Cat 1 vulnerabilities. And I'm going to let you guys each choose which 5 you check. Right? So we can look at these vulnerabilities together. But you need to run a check, and it tells you right here, here's the check text. This is the command that you need to run in order to check it. And if that command has output, so you're going to have to run this command. You're going to have to check to see if it has any output, if it produces any output. If it does produce output, then you need to somehow mark this as needing to be looked at. Right? And here is the fixed text. If an account is configured for password authentication but does not have an assigned password, it may be possible to log on to the account without authenticating. Remove any instances of the nulluck option in /etc/pamd/common password to prevent logons with empty passwords. So, can you automate removing nulluck from that file?
Yeah.
Sure. Does that scare you?
Yeah.
I
I want to back it up first.
If I recall correctly, any change you make to the pam.d file goes away and is not persistent. Am I wrong in that?
Animate.
I thought Pam.D is,
So you should be able to make,
I feel like I fought with this trying to stig a Linux.
so I think that you may have to do something a little bit different than just making a change. There may be somewhere else you have to make the change. So what's going to make this project a little bit more challenging is that I'm not going to hold your hand and walk you through every step, because you guys are going to pick 5 of these, okay? And I encourage you guys to work with each other, but I also encourage you to choose different Cat 1 vulnerabilities than other people, right? So if there's 3 of you that are really good friends and you've been working through this stuff together, don't all choose the same 5 vulnerabilities, right? I want you guys, because what's going to be really, really helpful for you, this is really going to make you knowledgeable and competitive when you go into interviews with people. Because you can say that you have used STIGs to automate checking for those vulnerabilities, and you've automated or semi-automated fixing those vulnerabilities. So if it's the case that you don't want to do this automatically, if you find that this is a problem, you could print the fix text here for the user. You could say, hey, here's a finding, and you could print this out to a file and say, here's our first finding. People may be able to log in with passwords. Here's what you need to check. So I'm not going to tell you exactly how. Oh,
My VM's a little loud.
I thought that was my filter. I'm like, wait, somebody turn that back on? All right, so what I'm not going to do is tell you exactly how you have to do this. I'm giving you guys freedom. I want you to create a tool that can be used to automatically check this. Now, right about now, you might be thinking, hey, this seems like it's going to be really hard. You guys have everything you need to be able to do this project. Okay? You have pretty decent scripting skills. If you've been actually doing the work up till now, I know it's been a pain, it's been pretty hard, but you guys have what you need to do that. So you have the basic scripting skills you need, and you have the ability to find answers to your questions. You also have the ability to be persistent until you get the problem fixed, until you resolve the solution. Now, because these are STIGs, and because we're looking at a version of Ubuntu that was released 3 years ago, there should be plenty of resources online to help you do this stuff. What if you go online and you find somebody else's tool that will check for Cat 1 vulnerabilities? You download that, you delete all but 5 of the checks, and then you're done, right?
When? No.
Well, you are done at that point. You're done learning. You haven't learned anything. Okay? So I'm going to encourage you guys. It's very possible, as busy as I am, that I won't catch you if you cheat. I'm pretty astute, and I'm telling you, people that make tools and have published them, and a lot of people have releases there, they've had other people look at them, it's going to be code that's probably far superior than you would get from just taking this class. And there's a very good chance that you're going to get busted if you cheat. But there's a chance you might not get busted by me if you cheat. But you're still screwing yourself over. Because this project, if you will do it, gives you a lot of good experience. It's going to give you a lot to talk about in interviews. And it's going to make you more marketable, right? So I know it's going to be a little bit of a pain, but you can do it. So some of these, I will choose some to work through together, but I'm probably going to grab them from this Cat 2 list, right? That way I'm not giving anybody's answer away. So what I will do is we can make this project the final project for this class, right? So if we take a look at the calendar, we'll take a look at how much we have left in this course. We're here at the 7th. on the 9th, which is next Thursday. So we still have time in this class, okay? The rest of this class, we are going to download Ubuntu 20.04 LTS. What'd you say?
Good luck with it. I've been downloading it the whole class period. And it's
Downloaded it and got it going in this since you started.
Yeah, okay.
What version?
So if,
20.04.
are you on Labs Local?
I got 10 more. Source Forge.
No. Which network are you using?
Probably the faculty.
If it's Student 5 or Faculty 5, they're slow. You can connect to Labs Local. It should speed that up. Right, so we're going to download Ubuntu, and we're going to work together. We're going to make sure we have a VM running of that.
Same.
It's-
Go Chargers.
Yeah, and we're recording that on here. But guess what? You can
Well,
find it
that's-
online.
No, it's not the actual
Yeah, you can
password.
find it on the
If you
Reddit.
know what the password is,
Yeah, so about that.
but there's
I mean, you could go to Reddit.
variations of.
Student 5 network password UAH.
Let's go Chargers.
Go on Reddit.
Just no. I know what it is, but watch. Quick start guide. It used to be the first result.
And if you want, I don't know if any of you are Linux users, but configuring to use anything other than Student 5, even though if they want you to use EduRAM or whatever, to configure a Linux machine to be able to connect to that took me an hour and a half. Because I had to install weird tools to even get it to work. So.
Here we go. You want a list of all the network passwords?
Let's go!
Hashtag security. Thank you, UA Huntsville Computer Network Services.
Wow.
Thanks, guys.
Oh yeah.
Okay. Conference, I'm gonna try to get.
How was the?
Yeah, you can go on whatever you want to. But Labs Local is your best bet here, okay? So going back to this, we're going to finish up this class by trying to get Ubuntu downloaded. We have, what do we have? We have a little over half an hour, okay? So we should be able to get Ubuntu downloaded and get a VM going. I'll show you a couple of tools.
We running this against server or desktop?
I think we need to probably do desktop.
Okay.
Well, the server doesn't have a GUI, does it?
No.
You can apply a GUI on top of it.
Yeah, that's a little bit more than I want people to have to do. So we'll do it against the desktop.
Figured out
Yeah.
we're all.
So you probably, you want to be able to do this against server too, but we'll download a desktop because it's got the GUI there, and that's not going to add a layer of complexity or a bottleneck for people that could cause trouble. So we'll do this against desktop, and we'll want to install a couple of things. We'll work together to get some advice from folks in here that maybe things we should install. I definitely think we should install Terminator. That helps increase your productivity, and we'll look at some other things as well. All right, and then on the 9th, which is this Thursday, okay, on Thursday, we will work through a couple of these Cat2 vulnerabilities together, right? So we'll walk through how do we approach creating something to check and then to notify or correct automatically if we can. Give an option to the user to correct automatically. Next week, I will be gone for a military cyber exercise planning conference. So the 14th and the 16th are opportunities for you guys to work on this project and also on test out, okay? 21st and 23rd, that's Thanksgiving week, right?
Yeah.
Okay? So that's time for you to eat some turkey, do some bash scripting, see if you can automate the cooking of your turkey or the eating of your, see if you can automate the eating of your Thanksgiving meal.
Got it.
All right? And then we'll come back, we'll have 1 week together, we'll have 2 more class sessions before finals week. We don't have a final in this class, we're going to use this as the final project. Because this is the first time this class has been run, we are going to work together to kind of figure out that week, we'll figure out how we're going to do grades. Okay, we had a grading schema that we proposed at the beginning. We've made a few adjustments to how things are. We'll go through that together and we'll find something that's fair. So before then, I urge you to take a look and get everything kind of squared away grade-wise. If you have stuff outstanding assignments, go ahead and get those taken care of. This final project will need to be turned in to me probably by the 5th of December. That's Tuesday of finals week. I know, it's kind of sad, but also I'm kind of happy. I wanted to declare bankruptcy on tasks this whole week. I'm like, I wish that was a thing. I'll do like Michael Scott did. I declare bankruptcy. Michael, you can't just say bankruptcy. I didn't. I declared it. Yeah. Good office episode. All right. Anyway, so that's going to be probably the drop dead date. So 4 weeks from today. May seem like a long time. It's not. So we'll kind of finish up that way. I do, if we have time, after we get Ubuntu installed, or while we're waiting for some things to happen, I do want to share one other thing with you guys that should not be, it's not something that I want to be spread out everywhere right yet, and I'll get to that. But it is something that I hope will change things here in this program moving forward. Okay, so we have this cool checklist, right? And the idea is that you can run a program that they provide you. I think you might have to have a CAC to get the program. And it will do a scan for you of the system and create something that you can import into this, and it will let you view it. So you can also do things manually. Like if I was going through somebody's system, I would do this to check, and if it came up, if it produced results, then I would put some comments in here, or here in the finding details to say, hey, this is a finding, and then I can, wherever they put that in the new view, how do we mark this as a finding?
I managed to get it to do some by clicking on that icon on the left, like to the left of.
Oh, this guy?
Yeah. Yeah, if you click it once, it'll cycle through it. So that's
Oh, okay. Open, yeah.
not intuitive. Again, I do not like this change.
Yeah. That I would not have.
Once you get
necessarily
used to it, I'm sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's fine, yeah. Okay, so the idea is that you would go through somebody's system and you'd be checking these things, right? So it's pretty obvious that this stuff right here, this is like this one with the exclamation point, yeah, this is a problem, right? So you'd go through the whole system, you'd mark the things that weren't compliant, and then in order for them to get this compliant, they'd have to go through and address these. Now, do they typically worry about Cat 3 vulnerabilities when they're doing compliance?
Typically not, as long as you don't have every Cat 3
Yeah.
wide open, but Cat 3s are less of a concern and more of a back burner item. Cat 2s are things that you need to actively work to address, and Cat 1s are items that need to be fixed immediately, or else you
Yep.
risk your authorization.
Cat 1s are like you don't have a front door, or your windows do not lock, right? These are big deals, like that easily people could do a compromise. There are 13 Cat 1, 134 Cat 2, and 22 Cat 3s for Ubuntu 20.04. So a lot of them are in Cat 2. So just by us talking through this today, you're going to have a whole lot better chance if you do an interview with somebody to get a job doing compliance. When they're talking about Cat 2s and STIGs and stuff, you at least understand now some of that terminology and what's going on with that. But we're going to get you a little bit farther. Go ahead.
This type of work is very available here in town. It's tedious, but it's definitely, when you talk about cybersecurity, this is one of the flavors that you probably won't have a hard time getting a job in Huntsville.
So a lot of times you've got to get that first job in the field. Some people get to it by doing tech support first, right? This is another place that you can start. It's one of those that Not a lot of people really enjoy this, but it's a place where you can start. And every company that does business with the government and wants to be a defense contractor, regardless of what service they provide, has to do this kind of thing. So a law office that wants to be a lawyer for companies that do DoD stuff, they got to go through this. Accountants that want to be accountants for people for government contracting companies have to go through this kind of thing. So there are lots and lots of people that need this, and we don't have enough people to do this. If you think this is fun, congratulations. You have job security and you can make plenty of money. There are plenty of companies that have started just doing this kind of stuff. There's that much work out there in this. Okay. So before all of our time ticks away, let's close that and let's go to the interwebs and let's find Ubuntu. Oh, I just happen to have Get Ubuntu open. So we want to go to desktop. That's kind of annoying. All right, that's 22. Do we want 22 or 23?
No.
No, we want to find 20.04. Interesting. So where are we going to find that? Okay.
We're not.
We were downloading the wrong one the whole time.
Oh,
I've done that so many times, it sucks.
yeah. Well, I think
I asked you what
You more than likely can run 20.04 against 22.04. There might
Probably be
be some
okay.
inconsistencies.
But I think Uncle DJ also has this. If you go to ISOs.
Oh, cool.
There we go.
Hey, could you
20.04.
upload this to GitHub so we can all download this?
Yeah. So I can probably put this somewhere where you guys can download this. But we can also look here and say,
I've got a thumb drive if that helps.
I do too. But here you go, releases.ubuntu.com, 20.04.6 LTS. You can download it from here. So you want to grab this desktop image, right? And I already have this, so I'm not going to add to the bandwidth by trying to download it. But you want to grab this and download it, all right?
I downloaded the server version when you told us to in class last time. So. Can I just run that?
I'm not going to tell you that you have to run the one with a GUI, but you're probably going to end up doing development on a different machine and then running it against this. Yeah, you can do that if you want to. I would recommend using desktop just so you can actually, this time you can practice the development on there because you're going to be able to interact with it. Not that you can't do the development in a terminal window, but it might be easier if you had a GUI and you could use Terminator and you could have your bash script over here on the machine you're messing with that has the files you want. And on the right-hand side, you could have something that you're navigating through the files. Right?
Or if you're super weak, just install server, go into the command line.
And install the GUI.
desktop
Yeah.
environment.
That's what I thought about doing.
Okay, you could do that too, but
That's what I did at home.
but at that point, you can just download the desktop version and you're okay.
Yeah,
You're supposed to fill those in.
there will be a difference in the application installed together. The server's gonna be pretty minimal.
Bro, it's Unigrade. What you mean that?
All right, so let's go ahead and let's get to this. We're gonna create a new virtual machine. Now I have the pro version of VMware Workstation because I got tired of working with the free version.
Humble brag.
You can get, I think it was a little over $100 for a lifetime license for
We get it. You're
Workstation Pro 17. Yeah, we get the opposite of that, my brother.
We get it.
We get it. You have no control of your finances and you have 5 digits of credit card debt, Mr. Teacher Guy. Let's see. So I got tired of dealing with it because I have to have multiple VMs open. I want to take snapshots and crap. And some of this stuff you can only do with the pro version. You can get the education discount. It's a little over $100. I wouldn't spend that unless you know that you're going to be doing lots of stuff with these. So my installation is going to look a little bit different than yours will, but it'll be pretty close to this. So I'm going to say custom because I like to do advanced stuff. Okay. All right, I need to find the image file. So if I hit browse, here it is, this 2020 or 20.04 desktop. Now I'm going to click next. And I need to make a name for it. I'm going to be super original. You know my username.
You have to have a strong password to pass the stick check.
Yeah.
I guess you're gonna have to set that complexity anyways.
I was to say waterfall, would that mean anything to you? Waterfall? Waterfall password?
Yeah.
Or keyboard walk.
Yeah.
I think they finally put some sticks in and stopped that.
You know why they put sticks in to stop that? That's because
Yes.
because
As
password.
of earlier this year, they hadn't.
All right, so I'm kind of burning through some of this stuff. Let me slow back down, okay? So here's the name of it. I'm gonna name it Ubuntu. No, I want the virtual machine to have this 20.04 in the name.
Make sure you specify 64-bit, because that's important.
Yes, so next. Now, number of processors. I've seen people click this and be like, hey, I want to give it 32 processors. Keep in mind, it's a virtual machine, right? It's like if I was creating, if let's say that we cleared this room and we're putting up cubicles, and someone says to me, DJ, what size cubicle you want? Could I say 10,000 square feet?
Hell yeah, you can.
I could say it. Is it going to happen?
No.
No, because how many square feet do we have in here? What, like 600 maybe?
Maybe.
550.
Okay.
Round.
So I can't, I'm limited by the number of square feet that are actually in this. So I am limited to the number of processors that I actually have on, well, cores probably, that I actually have on the host machine. So if you're trying to install this on a Chromebook with 4 gigs of RAM and 1 processor with 2 cores, don't. Abort.
It should go by threads. I think it counts.
Yeah,
threads
okay,
as-
Yeah, so you can split that up between processors and cores however you need to. So I'm going to just give it 2 cores and one processor per core. That's plenty for Linux. Linux is really efficient. Okay? Now, what if I don't know how many cores I have on my machine? Well, I'm going to right-click here, go to System, and when it pulls up, it's going to tell me what I have. I have an Intel Core i7-8750H. Okay? So if I grab that and I go to Google, find out about it. So
6 core, 12 threads.
6 cores, 12 threads. All right. So I can easily give 2 cores to a virtual machine and I'm okay. Means that'll leave me with 4 cores for my host, which is fine. So I'm going to click next. And memory. How much memory do I have? Well, darn it.
1 terabyte.
Of RAM? That'd be nice.
I have my work servers.
You have, well, okay. I thought you were talking about at home. All right, so I have 48 gigs of RAM.
Nothing in it like.
So that means I can give 16 gig to a virtual machine and I'll be fine. Now, what if I needed what if I was going to run 3 virtual machines at the same time and I wanted them to be the same? Could I give them each 16 gigs of RAM?
No.
Yes.
I could, and my host machine won't have any RAM and it'll just sit there and not do anything, and that's going to suck.
Also, yes.
Or you just get more RAM.
Drop this down to 12. Yeah, that's true. This goes 64, I think, is the max. But 8 gigs is probably actually going to be enough. So I'm going to just drop that down to 8 gigs. Nah, let's put it at 16.
Does Workstation Pro let you do cluster deployment like
I have never tried. All right, so use network address translation. That's what I'm going to do. If you don't know these, it's probably best to leave it at the default. Okay, the disk type, create a new virtual disk.
What if there was a state for this?
Yeah, there was a stick for this. All right, so this is what we're going to call the disk file. That's fine. And now we're going to finish. And if you notice this little thing here, power on this virtual machine after creation. Now, once this virtual machine opens, this is a little bit different than with Kali. With Kali, they had already gone through the trouble of making a virtual appliance for us. So all we had to do was say, open this, and we pointed it towards the files that they made for VMware Player. Now, it may be that some of you are trying to use VirtualBox. I am not going to walk you through doing this on VirtualBox.
It's way easier.
Okay? It may be. So, if you want to know about VirtualBox, call Keith. I also did the complicated version, which gave you lots of options, but that's what I like to do. Okay, so right now we're checking the disks. That's going to take a little bit to run through that.
Control C.
Control C what?
That'll skip this part.
Why would you want to skip that part?
Why do you want to go through it?
Because I want to divert to something else real quick.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine.
It would be crappier. I want every kind of pirate photo.
Let's see. It might be in my drive.
The cat ones.
I'm going to search for BS. Okay, so what I'm about to show you is this is an idea that I've had for a little while. I really would like to have a STEM degree in the College of Business in cybersecurity. So this would be a Bachelor's of Cybersecurity Management. So there still will be some business college or business stuff. Okay? So I want to talk to you about the charter foundations. We can't do that. So I want to talk to you about what it might look like if we had this. So charter foundations, we can't really change that. You have to take that. So pre-professional stuff, this is really a good idea to have one of these classes. Everybody had to come through one of these if you're an undergrad. Now, if you're a grad student right now, you might be thinking, DJ, shut up, go back, hit Control C,
Exactly.
and let's get this going. But I wanted to talk to you guys about some of these courses to see if you think it's helpful. Now, a bachelor's in cybersecurity management, what would that be geared toward? We have over in the College of Engineering a bachelor's of science in cybersecurity engineering. This is looking at hardware, looking at other things, looking to design systems to be secure from the beginning, right? Over in computer science, they have a cybersecurity specialization or concentration of some sort, but it's really a computer science degree. And then you're taking lots of other classes like algorithms and things. It's very programming heavy, which may not be something you necessarily want to do. And you don't necessarily have to do that. But what we would do over here is we would target folks who are willing to get in on the ground level and do technical work, but eventually would like to do program management, project management, that kind of stuff. And so we want you to be able to understand some of how a business works, but also have the technical chops to get internships and get jobs when you graduate, and jobs that pay really well. So you have to take one of these classes. Everybody probably took one of these to get through. Let me zoom that in. And again, please do not take this and run and tell everybody that we have this. This is incredibly raw. I've only presented it to the department for them to kind of look at, and I'm still trying to fix this up. So I'm coming to you guys to ask for your opinions on what some of these classes are, because I've never had these classes. And then what I would ask is that you don't go telling people it's going to happen. It's going to take at least 2 years to get it through. That's just how long it takes with red tape. All right, so you have to take one of these, can't help it. All right, these classes here, I already talked to one of my classes full of students, and these business accounting classes. Have you guys had to take those?
Yes.
Did you find them useful?
No.
I wouldn't say useful. Learned it.
Well,
I learned
take
it.
mine here.
We passed the class.
You didn't take it.
Because
Or
you
you
didn't
didn't take it, bro. Don't you?
Hold on, guys, one at a time. Listen up.
The question is, why did you not?
I'm an accountant.
Yeah.
You can do your own taxes now.
Accounting and finance are two completely different animals that may read off the same sheet sometimes, but the math works differently, where accounting is all balancing. Finance is where does this come from and how does it show up?
Where does it come from? Where did it
Which is a
go?
bit more if you're in a business degree, me personally, taking classes, I'm not gonna become an accountant. Accountant, that stuff means absolutely nothing to me. I'm never gonna touch it. I'm never gonna be in that area of a
Okay.
business. Finance, you may have to explain something to somebody at some point about why you need a certain amount of money, it may behoove you to be a little bit more savvy.
So here's this question. Is there a class that's offered that you think would be more appropriate for somebody who would be a project or program manager for looking at finances of a project?
No.
I did take a finance class. I had to take 210, I think, accounting in order to make a prerequisite. But that would take 212 completely out, and then you put finance in. That's what I had to do.
So 210 is gone now.
Okay, so it'd be 211.
211 and 212 are what replaced 210. 210 was supposedly these two in one class, and then
They said they needed more money,
It was-
essentially.
it was all
If you wanted the.
So basically what they're saying is instead of doing 210 and then like 340, I think it was, now you would have to do 211 and 212 since they're essentially the same class in two classes in order to take three. So they just completely.
so is that 340?
They just-
Yeah,
So
yeah. Let's
essentially
keep
they
it
just
classy.
wanted more money. It's the college money grubbing scheme, you know?
So UAH course catalog.
I'm looking at it.
Yeah,
I do think a finance class
that's all I was
would be
gonna say.
essential at the grade level because if you become,
Yeah.
if you become a manager.
Listen up, guys. One at a time.
If you become a manager in cybersecurity, you need to understand the financial impacts of personnel and projects
Yep.
and
Right.
estimating costs, both with products that you need to buy, but also man hours and overhead and stuff like that.
So the question here is, do we need a class that specifically would be geared toward program and project managers and would focus on that kind of finance stuff? Or do they have something like that already that you guys have seen?
I've not seen anything like that, but that would be, I feel like that would be useful for everybody trying to get a business degree in Huntsville almost, because like most of the positions you're going to end up in at late time, even if you're doing management around here, would be like a DoD contracting gig.
I can understand and appreciate the accounting comments, but definitely some kind of finance.
Well, yeah, but that's the differentiation between accounting and finance, right?
Yeah.
Accounting's all balancing books, where
I-
finance is like running the business,
Yeah.
you know? And they're in cybersecurity management. Most people should have already taken that, I believe. You know, there's a big thing with being able to say, hey, look.
Principles of finance?
Has anybody had that?
Yeah, I took that.
I took that as well.
Maybe that's-
Oh, yeah, I had to
How
take
much
that.
this gonna do?
That was.
Financial statement analysis, time value of money, security evaluation, risk and return. Okay, that looks more like business finance kind of stuff. And
I think that one was better.
Yeah. Because here's the thing, so you have companies like Sony that even currently got hacked again, and are they gonna spend more money on cybersecurity personnel? No, and a lot of companies are not going to, because what they can do is just pay out when everything's all said and done, if they have to.
Well,
So you have to point it out to them, this is where you are losing money, and unless we are savvy enough to be able to be in the financial space and go, this is what you will save, this is how you will not screw yourself financially. If you can't speak the linguity, you're screwed.
there's also in cybersecurity, there's a new idea going out where
I'm sure I don't.
I think we might have talked about this in 501-401, where it's the people aren't retaining the knowledge of companies being hacked for long, like it's not impacting negatively
Well, look at this over here now.
the companies like it used to back in the day. Now it's just like, but when you're gonna get hacked and how bad is it, how to respond.
Twice in the same decade for Sony, 2014,
They're
2023.
pretty big authorities.
OPM.
Like rating.
Yeah, no, I think we did kind of cover that topic.
All right, so that's helpful. So maybe we'll carve out a little time on Thursday I'll ask you guys for a little bit more input too, right? So I think that's useful. If rather than accounting, I think it might be helpful if we have that a basic finance class, and then we had a class that was like geared toward project and program management.
Or if that actually, you could take that instead of the 301. I mean, the 301 gives you a good like risk reward kind of return reward thing. That's handy, especially if you're going to make a little bit of money and you want to look at things like that. But really, the focus would be better. I don't know that they're going to allow that as a straight substitution. 301. It might be a good companion course. If you take, instead of accounting, you do 301.
Earlier on, and not a 300 level class, because it is just an intro to finance. So you take it really late.
And also throw in like a couple like IB classes as well.
What is this?
Okay, well we'll get back to that on Thursday. Right now we have 8 minutes to finish this up, and I think we can do it, right? So once I click back in here, I can click on Ubuntu 24. So that's my username. I need to put in a password here. Hopefully it's the one that I created.
Password.
Yes, it is. Woohoo! Okay, so I have a VM now that's running.
What I'm sending you, by the way.
Okay, we're gonna skip connecting the online accounts. I'm gonna probably.
What's the next one you want to
Some notes
turn
I
off?
have. What the crap?
I've been through this setup
Done it a couple times.
many times.
All right, so whenever this decides it's going to be conscious again, there we go. Do not use location services. We're ready to go. All right, done.
OBS Studio.
All right, so one thing I do want to install is Terminator. I don't think it comes on here by default. So we can start this.
And. Oh, come on.
Yeah, see, but that's the problem.
I'm never using VMware right now. I'm staying away.
Wow.
I like how you're gonna just download this.
Not used to getting heckled.
I mean, that's what I'm using. I'm still sketched out about this. I'm like, it must be done.
I mean, like, bruh, I have no.
Why here?
Yeah, that one.
What's that do?
Instead of prompting you saying yes or no,
Oh,
after it
okay.
gives you the list, it just go ahead and select yes.
Gotcha.
So it'll
VM
run
got
through
like,
this
I
already.
don't know, apparently all the
I just wanted to, like, you know. I just wanted to, like, you know, log in on it.
Oh, not to, because they never respond.
Ooh.
Okay, so we're installing Terminator. Anything else that you guys have found helpful when you're writing these bash scripts that you think you
It also installs that
You wanna install?
malware that I planted for you.
nice? You did a software supply chain. You
That's right.
you compromised the repository and you put your own version of Terminator.
That's right.
That's why the TAC why, so I wouldn't notice it was a different size. So smart. Such the long con.
Yeah.
If you can,
He makes $480,000 a year being a
Okay, so now we have that.
talk to him about it, or if I can talk to him,
Oh, yeah, yeah.
have him just look at my stuff. 'Cause I can't, it's not known. I can't even transfer it over to a drive right now. So.
All right.
He makes his notes.
So let's really quickly, since we have 5 minutes. All right. Who remembers what we were looking at in Stig Viewer? This one right here.
And the.
There was a .lck file on it that we
We're gonna see if this. I don't know if we installed the tools to let us paste. All right. There we go. Okay. So there were no results,
Good thing.
which means that we should be okay. So if I was manually doing this, I would come back here. I'd do a check mark and say that one's good to go. Then I go to this one, check text. Check the.
You are on the Cat 1s, by the way. You said you were going to do Cat 2s. I just didn't want you to do too many before you got it.
Good call.
At this point, I'm just gonna shoot myself.
Sorry, guys.
Thank you. You might get shipped afterward, but I thank you.
Save time and not have to do the script again.
Yeah, right about now I'm like, you know what? I could use a break. Come, please, somebody ship me. Put me in the hospital for a week. No, I'm not really saying that, guys. No, don't do that.
I mean, you already turned down a vacation.
I did.
Jury did.
Yes.
Let's go.
Oh, that guy. Oh, by the way, update on that jury duty. They ended up finding the guy guilty of capital murder, and sentence them to the death penalty.
That was quick. That was like a week and a half instead of.
Yeah, so I'm really glad I didn't get on that jerk. Okay, so let's pick a different one. Oh, there we go. The Ubuntu operating system must have an application firewall enabled. All right.
You have to divide it.
Verify the uncomplicated firewall is enabled on the system by running the following commands. Easy enough.
Is it okay to run the complicated
I
firewall?
sent you everything that
Yes.
That's crazy.
So we're going to talk about that in just 1 second. So I go here
I'm kind of hopeful.
and I paste this mema jamma. That is not what I wanted to paste. Why did you not copy? Son of a gun. Okay, what's this mean? Well, let's go back here. It says active, exit, blah, blah. If the above command returns the status as inactive, this is a finding. So if I come back here, that's active. So then I would just say, this one's good to go. Okay? So if my job was to examine this system to see if it was compliant, I would go one by one through these. I don't really want to do that. So they have tools that will scan the system for you and give you a checklist file that you can load into StigViewer. And you may have to manually check a few of these things, but a lot of it will be automated. So what I'm asking you to do is make a tool that will check 5 of these Cat 1 vulnerabilities. All right? Okay. I will now... Anybody have any questions for me?
What are those tools that automate it?
Do you have a common access card?
Fixed them.
Yes, I do.
Yeah.
You might be able to get it, but don't do that.
Well, no, I was looking at like Ansible playbooks and stuff.
No, Ansible's not gonna. It's a government tool that I'm not gonna say the name of.
Is the name of it?
Huh?
Can't speak the name. Is it Voldemort?
Spay compliance checker. There's one for you.
Yeah.
But
There you go.
my deal is like, if we divide it up into functions, can our whole group, like after our final project, be like a compilative group of everybody's?
That's a great idea. No,
Wait, is this a group project?
no, it's an individual project. But if you guys want to separately afterwards make a tool that'll check all the Cat 1s, like combine your, like unite the clans and put it together, that's fine by me. And then you can put that on your GitHub as a collaborative project that you guys did, and that'll be great, right?
Are we still doing the other project where we make something cool on the batch script?
This is the cool thing you're going to make with the batch script, right? So before when this class started, I'd imagined that we would do kind of a basic thing with the SSH stuff, looking at the logs. We do kind of a basic thing with this, and then you guys could augment it. But we took it a little bit slower, right? So that's why I said we'll have to rethink the grading, okay? But I think we can make this the final project for you guys, right? Because this is a really, really good thing to do. So it's also going to enable you guys to be able to help with Cyber Patriot next year. If you have the skills, if you can show them where the STIGs are and what they need to be checking, if you can help them create scripts, now they have to write them themselves, but you can teach them how to look at the STIGs, and you can teach them how to do some scripting. But if that team can write the script themselves, then they can use a script to check the machine and to change things on the machine during that competition, right? My vision is that the people from Cyber Patriot are going to say, what is going on in those high schools in the Huntsville area that's making all of them do really well on Cyber Patriot? And they'll come here and they'll look at UAH and what we have going on, and they're going to do an article on it, and then your degree in UAH, the stock price will go up.
Stock price?
Yeah, it is.
Right? Your stock will go up because you have, whether or not you want to think about it, you have invested now in UAH in your degree.
Does that come with an?
Yes. Yes. Who would like to be the face of cybersecurity at UAH? All right. So Thursday, between now and Thursday, please come to class on Thursday. I would like you to have StigViewer installed. I would like you to have that stick downloaded and create a checklist so you can kind of go through this, right? You can install it directly on Ubuntu if you'd rather. That's up to you. They have that availability. But I want you to have an Ubuntu 20.04 VM ready to go to use in class, right? Now, some of you, there are a couple people that I have approved to take this class fully online, and you guys are exempt from this next statement. Those of you who are just not coming to class and all you're doing is watching the videos, this is not an online class for you. Okay? You cannot just arbitrarily make this class online. I do reserve the right to do things in class that may have a significant impact on your grade. If you're not showing up and you haven't talked to me about it, you're doing it wrong. So please be in class as much as possible and be active. All right, that's all I have to say about that. We'll see you guys on Thursday. I'll hang around for as long as people have questions. I'm going to stop recording now so you don't hear them.